everybody. My name is Rin Longmaid. I'm a restaurant broker and consultant at Santa Rosa Business and Commercial in Sonoma County, and I'm the founder and host of this series, Deep Dish Live, where we explore the business of restaurants for restaurateurs, restaurant buyers and sellers, and the restaurant curious. I have to tell you, we've been sitting here in this beautiful patio at Valette Restaurant in the calm, quiet, and about 2 seconds ago, a weed blower, a yard lawn blower started, so hopefully you're going to be able to hear me. Welcome to episode 3. I'm going to be discussing today restaurant prices on the open market and why are they all over the place, which they really are. Deep Dish streams semi-monthly. Each episode runs about 20 to 30 minutes and is live streamed from one of your favorite San Francisco Bay Area restaurants. Today, as I mentioned, we're at Valette Restaurant in Healdsburg, California. I'll be introducing you to the chef and co-owner, Dustin Valette, who will be giving us an overview of the patio dining and the offerings that Valette has during the COVID restrictions, and maybe some teasers about what's happening on Valentine's Day here. First, I'd like to introduce my support staff today, my support team. Holly Hansen of Holly Hansen Public Relations is joining us remotely. She'll be answering and responding to your comments on Facebook. Hi, Holly. And then I have Ed Troxel behind the camera. I can't show him to you today, but he's a live media consultant for business marketing. Hi, Ed. You're being quiet. You're not saying anything.
Hi.
Without them, I could not do this. So if you watched episode 2 of Deep Dish, we live streamed from Gypsy Cafe, and it is our practice to give away a $50 gift card from the host restaurant 2 weeks after we appear. So later on in the show, I'll be announcing the winner of that gift card. If you'd like a chance to win a gift card from today's episode, please like and post a comment on this feed. You can do that during the live broadcast, or you can do it anytime between now and our next broadcast, which is going to be on February 24th, Wednesday. You gotta be kidding me. Wednesday at 1:30 at the Coast. Valette has generously matched the gift card offering. So today, if you like and comment on today's episode, $100 to Valette to win this gift card. Today we are safe distancing in the modern and casually elegant patio of Valette. I'm soon going to be joined by the chef and co-owner Dustin Valette, who with his brother Aaron Garzini opened the restaurant in 2015, where they have successfully executed on their vision to showcase the farmers, the winemakers, and the artisans of the region in a warm environment while offering impeccable service. So Dustin, are you going to come say hi?
Absolutely. Welcome to our patio. Very excited to have you in.
So good to see you.
I'll be honest, you guys tricked me. I thought it was like a deep dish, right? So I was all excited. I was like, oh, we're doing pizza today. I got all excited. I got my little Pinot Noir. I was like, all right, we're doing deep dish pizza. And I was like, what? Not deep dish pizza?
Deep discussion.
I like it. Deep dive. Fantastic.
Yeah,
well, welcome to Valette Patio. We're very excited to have you here. We're also excited to welcome our guests back. I mean, the pandemic was horrific for everybody, but I think one of the biggest things that happened was a huge mental toll that everyone had. And for us, we feel it's kind of our job to be able to, give people the opportunity to come and relax. Give people the opportunity to come and relax and just decompress. I mean, we go 24/7. Everyone's got a phone in their pocket. Everyone's always, always on their computer, always on their phones. And be able to come in, relax, take, an hour out of your day, an hour and a half, and just sit back and have people, bring us food, bring us wine. Be able to enjoy life with family and friends. This is the best part. And we're very excited to be able to welcome all of our friends and neighbors and guests back to Valette.
And it's really beautiful.
Thank you.
And can you take a little, so it looks like you have an area for private dining on the patio.
Not quite.
No?
That's just we have a little 6-top over there at the
Oh,
very end.
it's so nice.
So we actually built this with Edinger Construction. So Jerry Edinger, family friend forever. When the pandemic happened, we obviously pivoted like everybody else to go back outside. And we actually built this gorgeous deck here. We usually have a big sailcloth on the top. So usually in our summer setup is a big sailcloth on top. And then right now, during our winter time setup, if you will, we actually put the tent on here just for protection. and also kind of coverage for those rainy days, which we need more of, by the way.
Yes, we do.
need more of it.
We do. It's so beautiful. I love
Thank
all
you.
the treatments, from the lighting to the beautiful live flame heaters. So Dustin will be coming back to us towards the end of the show to feature one of the gorgeous and one of my most favorite dishes of Valette. Thanks, Dustin.
Should we tell them what it is?
No,
Sneak peek?
it's a teaser.
It's a wah-wah and a wah-wah-wah, but don't forget a little wah-wah on the side. It's fantastic. You're going to love it.
Thanks,
All right,
Dustin.
you guys do a deep dive. Go for it.
Thank
I'm
you.
going to go sit there and wishing a deep dish pizza.
Oh, I'm
thinking
so
about
sorry.
it.
A
All
lot-
right,
everybody
enjoy.
says that.
Thank you so much.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm a restaurant broker. I specialize in the sale and transfers of restaurants. I also work with clients on transferring liquor license, that would be Type 41 beer and wine license, as well as selling and purchasing Type 47 full liquor licenses and Type 48s on the open market. I also help clients with leases, all kinds of things. The bulk of my business is focused in Marin, Sonoma, and Napa counties, but I'm licensed to work all over the state, and I've worked with many clients up and down the state of California. I have a long and varied restaurant industry history. I was brought up in the industry as a chef. I started out as a dishwasher. I owned my own restaurant. My claim to fame is I was Don Johnson, the television actor. I was his personal chef. And then I also taught at the Culinary Institute out in Greystone. If you want to know more about me or the services I offer, please check out my website. You can contact me there or on my Facebook page. So, today I'm talking about restaurant prices on the open market and why are they all over the place. So, if you've ever visited a website that lists restaurants for sale, let's say BizBuySell or BizBin, you probably noticed that the prices of restaurants are anywhere from $45,000 up to $2 million. These prices, for the most part, don't include the real property. This is just the business restaurant, the assets of the restaurant, plus the goodwill and the cash flow. On my website right now, I currently have, on the lowest end, I have a restaurant and retail space for sale for $55,000, and I also have a restaurant for sale for $1.25 million. Both of those restaurants do not include the real property. So what's the reason for this wide range of listings? They have to do with basically three things. How the list prices were determined. So that's the whole focus of my talk today. The first way that they're determined, and my personal favorite, is they're based on a multiple, a weighted average of a multiple of adjusted net earnings. Don't get tangled up on all those fancy words. I'm going to double back and explain what that means. If a restaurant isn't profitable, then that restaurant is determined by asset sale. That's going to be your under $100,000. The third way that prices are determined is by the seller. A seller contacts me or one of my colleagues at Santa Rosa Business and Commercial and says, I want to sell my restaurant, bar, my cafe for this amount. Now, what that seller has in their head is maybe they have debt service. So after the proceeds of the sale are collected, they need to pay off debt. Or maybe they're planning for their next investment after the sale has finalized. Who knows? But what happens is those listings can be very difficult to sell because we don't have the historical financials to support that list price. However, if that bar or restaurant is in a good location and they have fabulous lease terms, it's possible we might be able to get close to that seller's price, but generally the answer is no. So anything that's listed for $100,000 or less is an asset sale. Anything that's listed above $100,000, more or less, is based on cash flow. It's a profitable restaurant. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me right now? You can still hear me? It's the one thing about being live, being in COVID, being on site, it gets noisy. So the price for a profitable restaurant, as I said, it's based on a multiple of cash flow. It's 2 times cash flow, and we use a 3 years weighted average. So I am going to explain that, but one way to really quickly get in your head what that is I'm going to show you the reverse, the outcome of what that calculation is. If you were to go on to Biz Buy Sell, if I were to go on to Biz Buy Sell and I see a restaurant listed for $500,000, in my mind, I'm going to think, I better see $250,000 going into the owner's pocket. The owner should be making about $250,000 annually to support that list price. So again, it's the adjusted net earnings, what the seller puts in their pocket, weighted average over 3 years, and I'll talk about that, times 2. It can vary, the multiple can vary, but typically it's times 2. One quick thing I want to say about these listings online, they almost always include the broker's commission, my commission, the seller pays that, and they almost always exclude the inventory. So the food inventory, the beverage and alcohol inventory, things like that, those are purchased outside of the sale if they're purchased at all. So a way to think about this adjusted net income, I keep referring to it. I've been referring to it in, oh my gosh, it's finally quiet. I've been referring to it in like 4 different ways. I've said adjusted net, adjusted earnings, seller's discretionary earnings, or SDE. All of these things mean the same thing. It's a little similar to EBITDA. You might know that, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. But we kind of do it a different way, and we look at other things besides those 4 things. So one quick thing that I'm going to say when I'm discussing this, I'm thinking of a restaurant that's put together as an LLC, an S corp, or a partnership, not a sole proprietorship. That's different than what I'm talking about today. So if I'm looking at the financials, the profit and loss statement from a restaurant, I'm going to look down at the net earnings, and that's generally going to be low. And then I'm going to add back to those earnings depreciation and amortization, because those are non-cash items. I'm going to add back interest, because interest is tied to the debt of the seller, and debt for the seller is never passed on. Liabilities of the seller are not passed on to the buyer. So the buyer's not going to incur that expense. Then I'm going to add back the compensation for one operator for a year, because when you're an S corp, an LLC, or a partnership, that income, that payment is usually expensed in the profit and loss statement on the tax return. Then I'm going to add back non-essential business expenses. Those things are going to include the seller's health insurance, the seller's personal expense to auto, travel, meals. All of these things are unique to the operator and are not necessary expenses of the restaurant, cafe, bar. So I'm going to talk a little bit more, then I'll take a break. When a client comes to me, before I do anything, even maybe setting foot on the premise, certainly before I take the listing, because we have to come up with the list price before we write a listing, I gather all this information. I gather the profit loss statement from the bookkeeper plus the profit loss statement from the tax return for 3 years. One thing I'm going to tell you, do you notice all I'm talking about is the profit loss statement? I haven't mentioned anything about the balance sheet, meaning like the assets of the business, because in the open market, restaurants are, if a restaurant is profitable, the list price is based on net income with add backs. It has nothing to do with the balance sheet. It's all profit and loss. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the weighted average. I'm not going to talk about how we calculate the weighted average. I'm going to talk about why. The reason that we base the weighted average off of 3 years is if profitability for the restaurant is trending down, then that will be accounted for with the weighted average. If profitability is trending up, that will also be accounted for with the weighted average. That's really all you need to know about weighted average. So, oh my gosh, let's take a break. I might need a drink of water. Okay, if you're just joining us, this is episode 3 of Deep Dish Live, this Facebook series that explores the business of restaurants for restaurateurs, restaurant buyers and sellers, and the restaurant curious. Today I'm at Valette Restaurant discussing why the list price for restaurants on the open market is all over the place. I'm also giving, if you like and comment on this broadcast either now or up until the next broadcast in 2 weeks, you have the opportunity to win a $100 gift certificate to Valette Restaurant. We'll talk more about that later. So let's go back into my topic and then we'll wrap it up for today. We'll invite Dustin back out in a little bit. So, assets in place. If a restaurant isn't profitable, or if the restaurant owner isn't putting in their pocket about $50,000 a year, the restaurant's gonna sell as an asset in place. The way that an asset in place is determined is very subjective, and it really does require a qualified restaurant broker to determine that price. Because we're gonna look at things like, how's the market right now for asset sales? How's the market where that restaurant is operating? What's the buyer demand right now? Right now, buyer supply demand is high because of COVID. Buyer demand is pretty strong right now. This is where the assets of the restaurant do come into play. What condition is that stove in? How old is the equipment? What's the lease look like? How much term is left on the lease? Where's the restaurant located? Things like that. Is the other assets that we look at that determine the value in a restaurant asset sale, which is so much more than an asset sale for any other retail operator. They already have in place generally a hood, a type 1 or a type 2 hood, a grease trap, a walk-in refrigerator, like I said, a stove, a grill, tables, chairs, smallwares, an espresso machine, things like that. Like I said, it's very subjective, and you really do want a qualified business broker to determine the price of an asset sale. Right now in our office, we probably have half and half blend. We have restaurants that are super successful where you're gonna pay for the cash flow. When you purchase a restaurant like that, you're paying for the brand, the name, the menu, the recipe, the training, all of that. When you go to an asset sale, you're not getting the name of the restaurant, the menu, the recipes. You're gonna come in and execute on your own concept. So, I should pause. Let me check if Holly's remote. She's gonna text in to me if we have any questions. Don't see anything yet. I'll check again if there's any questions. Again, you can always reach out to me. I covered a lot. As you know, I always take a deep dive, hence the name of this series, Deep Dish. You can reach out to my Facebook page. Please follow my Facebook page so you can understand what's going on with my series. You can watch former broadcasts. You can sign up and watch them live in the future. And check into my website. All my listings are on my website, as well as my background. So again, today we're offering this $100 gift card to Valette Restaurant. Like and comment on this broadcast now or up into 2 weeks. On February 24th, we'll be live again at Cozy Plum Bistro. It's a plant-based eatery in Santa Rosa. They're friends and colleagues of mine, the owners, at 1:30. Let's see. Let's actually do this. Before we bring Dustin out, Dustin, it's gonna be just a minute. You guys almost ready? They're out there chit-chatting. Hey, Dustin. 2 minutes, 1 minute? You guys ready?
2 minutes good. 2 minutes good?
I'll call you in just a sec.
Yeah, 2 minutes perfect.
Okay, I gotta talk for 2 minutes. So let's find out the winner of the Gypsy gift card, the $50 gift card to Gypsy Cafe and General Store in Sebastopol. I already know who the winner is. The winner's chosen randomly from those comments that you place over the 2 weeks on the broadcast. We have a tool that selects them, and I'm so happy to say that my friend Matt Liam, the owner of Roma's Ristorante down in San Francisco, is the winner of the gift card. Congratulations, Matt. We'll actually be live streaming from his restaurant on 3rd Street in Soma in episode 3, 4, 5. Episode 5. I have no idea what the topic will be, but I'll probably take the gift card to Matt then. I think they're getting ready. So, I can tell you this, if Dustin, we're ready for you when you are. If Dustin doesn't talk about this, under current COVID restrictions, they're serving out here, and they have 2 adorable tables out front as well. My understanding is you guys are 7 days a week.
We are, yes.
5:30 to 9:30?
We're 5 o'clock now.
Oh,
yes.
okay, 5 o'clock.
Well, I mean, it's just so cold outside at night. So even though we have massive heaters here, a lot of people want to eat earlier, which I understand. So we're now 5 o'clock until about 9:30 at night.
7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Okay.
Absolutely. Come on, we got to pay the mortgage 7 days a week.
Yes.
I keep saying, like, the day the bank doesn't charge us 7 days a week mortgage, I'm in. We're taking off 2 days a week easily.
All right, tell the sad news that is the Valette Valentine offering. The sad news is if you haven't already secured something from Valette, it might be too late. Tell us a little bit.
Well, we're very fortunate. As you guys can see, we're a small patio. So yeah, unfortunately we're sold out for Valette out here for Valentine's Day. It was actually kind of funny. We didn't put the menu up until like a week ago, and we had like I think it was like 180 people on our list, our waiting list. We kept telling them like we haven't done the menu yet. We don't know what's going to be.
What's the seating out here?
We have about again like non-COVID, you'd have about 45 seats. With COVID, we're about 40-ish because of the spacing. Yeah, and then of course not always 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and then you're also offered to go. You offered for Valentine's Day. What did you call that?
So we had a couple fun things. So initially we had a whole menu we would do. So we took regular dishes, either dine here, or we cook them for you, you can take them home. Kind of like a to-go kind of thing-ish, but like a modified version of that. And we also do the Valentine's Day provisions. And that we actually still have, believe it or not. So that is a dinner for 2 people. And it's things like, think about this. We took like a filet mignon, right? So we took it, we seared it, we stewed it in butter, right? So it was cooked, we cooled it down, and we give you instructions on how to sear the filet. It comes with like caviar, lobster, saffron lobster risotto. It's epic. I had to work very hard eating and drinking for it.
Okay, so wait, so that's still available?
That's still available. Provisions are still available. Okay. So the idea is we cook it like 85%, and then you literally get to come over there last second, do the finished cooking part, and you play chef for a night, right? So you can have your husband, your wife, whoever it is, entertain them, show off a little bit. You can go to ValetteHealdsburg.com and then check it out. I know, right? Exactly. That's
so
like, how do you spell it? You're like, my last name, Healdsburg.
So do they pre-order online?
That's they do, exactly. Okay. Yeah, we have that available.
Are you going to have a cutoff for that?
We do.
Okay.
Cutoff's on Friday. So,
so any amount up until Friday, as long as you.
Exactly.
Okay, you guys.
So there we go.
Otherwise, you're out of luck when it comes to Valette on Valentine's Day.
If not, you're gonna sit there and you give massages and like Captain Crunch cereal. Like, I am so sorry, I screwed up. My bad. What was I thinking? I don't know.
That is so funny.
And speaking of timing, so we want to do a quick introduction to a couple of people. We have one, this is Nate Davis. Nate Davis is our chef cuisine. Actually, he's our executive chef now. I keep calling him our chef cuisine. And we also have our good friend, John McCarthy. John McCarthy, we worked together forever. John is our wine director for our new venture. Nate and I worked together since Dry Creek Kitchen days, since back in the day.
Great.
And Nate's been with us here at the opening team here for Valette. So Nate, what we got food-wise today, sir?
So this is our infamous scallop and croûte. We have some dayboat scallops with melted leeks and fennel. And we finished this tableside with a nice little caviar beurre blanc.
We have a little Chardonnay or also, don't we?
Oh yes, Valette Chardonnay.
Nice. Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, you say what kind of Chardonnay?
Product
Valette
placement.
What? Oh, hold on. Cue up John McCarthy.
Wait,
What? It's like
wait.
we've done this before.
A little
Okay.
product placement.
Speaking of, we've got a beautiful Valette brand Chardonnay here, grapes from the Russian River Valley from the Rocchioli Vineyard. This is a 2018 vintage. We find that this is a perfect pairing for the scallop dish.
So,
John, why do those pair so well? What's the reason for that?
You've got that classic Russian River minerality here. I think it really has that beautiful hint of the sea in and of itself. Nice acidity that cuts through the richness of the dish. Beautiful Russian River Chardonnay.
I love it. So Nate, how long have you been making these scallops for, bud?
Longer than I can remember.
Okay, how many scallops have you made to date? Like, do you keep track? Like when you go to the jail cell and there's like a little like mark on the wall, you're like, you get home, you're like, 49,000 more.
I'm running out of drywall.
49,002.
I have to tell you, as a consumer of this dish, I could have this dish 2 to 3 times a week. I am not kidding you. It is
That's
amazing.
absolutely not true, because if you do that, then you have one of
Yes.
these. Guys, I know they say the camera adds like 30 pounds. It's 90 pounds for me. Like, seriously. I have these way
Good
too often.
life, Dustin.
Hey, I'm like 270 pounds. I'm like almost anorexic, honestly. Seriously. Borderline. We're on the cusp of anorexia.
Well, thank you guys so much. We really appreciate you hosting us.
Absolutely.
And to matching the gift card giveaway, that's super generous, and we
100%.
wish you the best during COVID, and can't wait till things open up again.
Thank you so much for talking about our industry, and really, more importantly, like, the thing I want to talk about real quick is think about all the things going into this. It's not just going and supporting restaurants and supporting your local companies, but also think about all the trickle down. Think about all the other vendors you use. Think about all the employees you're helping support. For us, These leeks are local, the fennel's local, everything. The pup pastry, we do a partnership with Cousteau's. You know, everything we have here is us supporting our community, us supporting our financial ecosystem we have here in this town, Healdsburg in this county, Sonoma County. And this to me is the best part. This is who you get to support, small entrepreneurs, not just us, but also all the auxiliary farmers, ranchers, and growers we get. So thank you very much for what you're doing, bring attention to
My
it.
pleasure.
Thank you, John,
My
your Nate.
pleasure.
We're gonna go
Thanks,
cook. He's gonna go drink wine. I'm jealous. So.
I'm gonna eat in a minute.
All right, see you guys later.
Thank you guys. So, I'm just gonna check my little thing here really quickly. That was amazing. So I think that might be actually it for today. Again, we were at Valette Restaurant here in Healdsburg. It looks like they're open 5 to 9:30 now. If you want a chance to win this $100 gift card, please like and comment on this broadcast today or anytime up into 2 weeks, where I'll be live. Ed and I will be live streaming on February 24th at 1:30 at Cozy Plum Bistro, vegan or plant-based eatery. Amazing food, you guys, at 1:30.